Good evening. Welcome to QUT Web News.
Good evening.
A tip-off from the FBI prompted today's counter-terror raids across Melbourne. A Seabrook man has been charged with intentionally making funds available to a terrorist organisation. He was due to face Melbourne Magistrates Court late this afternoon.
The morning raids were simultaneous. 100 state and federal police raided 7 houses across 5 Melbourne suburbs. A 23-year-old Seabrook man was taken into custody. Officers collected large amounts of electronic evidence, but no weapons or explosives were found, and no other people are suspected of wrongdoing. Locals were stunned by the commotion.
Very friendly, very nice person. It didn't give me any impression that he was doing anything.
I don't know, it's just quite baffling, quite shocking, to be honest with you. It's on the doorstep.
The raids are the culmination of an 8-month joint operation, based on information from the FBI. This morning, police said the arrested man allegedly provided $12,000 to a US citizen to fight with a terrorist group in Syria.
And we have gone early today as we were of the view that further funds were about to be transferred to this person in Syria. So today was about an overt action to resolve this matter.
Police say the raids aren't related to last week's fatal shooting of a teenage Melbourne terror suspect, and that the public should be clear there is no direct threat to them.
We just continue to want to reassure the community to get on with their lives and keep doing their everyday business.
Lachlan Ayers, QUT News.
The Prime Minister told Parliament today Australians who fund terrorists are complicit in their dreadful deeds. The Abbott Government announced an extra $20 million to help track down terrorist funding. But it's yet to give final approval for a combat mission in Iraq.
Australian troops are currently posted in Dubai and on standby to join airstrikes in Iraq. Cabinet was expected to discuss Australia's involvement in the conflict against Islamic State today, but the government is being careful to ensure the legal framework for the mission is in place. Some government MPs are pushing for a US-style super security agency to take on the roles of ASIO, Customs and Border Protection, and the Federal Police. Foreign Minister Julie Bishop has rejected the idea, a position also taken by the opposition, who agree the current system is adequate.
They seem to have very good relations between them and very good cooperation, and I think the proof of that is in the pudding. We've, in recent years, disrupted a number of planned terrorist attacks in Australia. People have been jailed for that.
Julie Bishop says there's no such proposal before Cabinet or the National Security Committee. The Foreign Minister says if there were such a proposal, it would have to demonstrate current failures between the intelligence agencies, and she wasn't aware of any. Marcus Stewart-Ryle, QUT News.
A Brisbane-based Red Cross doctor says the current Ebola epidemic is the worst medical crisis she's ever witnessed. Dr. Jenny Steadman is calling for more urgent international assistance to fight the virus.
It's challenging, overwhelming but necessary work despite not having enough resources to adequately deal with the crisis. The doctor has been in Africa for the past month, but now she's quarantined from coming into physical contact with anyone for 3 weeks. She says despite how easy it is to contract the disease, it is easily preventable.
The virus is killed by soap and water, chlorine, which we were using everywhere, but they simply don't have the resources to control it.
Since returning, she's required to check her temperature twice a day, but she believes Australia is relatively safe from Ebola.
I think we're a lucky country in that if it did turn up in Australia, we've got the capacity to isolate someone and prevent it spreading.
The World Health Organization says more than 3,000 people have died, and it is predicted that 1.5 million people may contract the virus by mid-January. Up to 5 special aid workers are expected to travel to affected areas in the following weeks. But Jenny's still encouraging more Australians to head over. For now, this Red Cross worker has more to do at home, but she's not afraid to head back if required. Karina Nguyen, QUT News.
The Anglican Church has accused the Queensland Government of fueling gambling addiction. The church says policy changes are simply a way to increase gambling revenue.
Recent changes to gambling policy have been criticised in a stinging report released today by the Anglican Church. The changes were presented as a solution to the administrative burden on electronic gaming machine operators in Queensland. But the report concludes the changes reduce harm minimisation policies and instead focus primarily on measures likely to increase gambling revenue.
I think the government needs to look very carefully at the suite of harm minimisation measures which have been very successful in Queensland up to this point.
Dr. Livingston says the number of problem gamblers has gone down because of these measures, but he expects numbers to rise now they've been rolled back. The report also alleges that large operators will benefit to the detriment of smaller clubs and hotels, which is likely to transform these bigger clubs into a powerful lobby group. The Anglican Church says this is concerning.
We spend a lot of time counselling people as a result of problem gambling, and we see families that are destroyed by gambling and communities that are torn apart.
The government is yet to respond.
I haven't seen that report either, and that's actually something that's in the portfolio of the Attorney-General, so I'd ask you to speak to him about that.
A representative for the Attorney-General says the government isn't in a position to comment as the report hadn't yet been read. Eliza Buzzacott-Spear, QUT News.
An apprentice pledge for Queensland business was unveiled today. Under the plan, employers could receive up to $6,000 for each new worker.
The ambitious $36 million plan will see up to 6,000 new apprenticeships by 2018.
We made a promise at the last election to have 10,000 extra apprenticeships on our current numbers, and this is another step in that plan.
The scheme will also encourage companies to retain apprentices.
Make a pledge and increase apprentice numbers.
Stefan Ackery, who already employs 200 apprentices, says nurturing his workers is a key factor in his success.
So for me, taking this pledge is almost like having sweets after dinner. It's not very hard.
He says the greatest asset of the future and his company are young people.
My grandfather said to me, if somebody doesn't plant a tree, we can't eat the food. And it's not much different to training young people.
The boost to apprentice funding for businesses means an increasing number of young people will be able to find employment. Surely a point of optimism for students worrying over their futures as they prepare to leave school. Stefan's general manager, Rose King, says being happy at work helps society too.
A job where you can use your hands, use your head, use your smile and help other people.
Daniel Sloan, QUT News.
Brisbane City Council has started to roll out more Wi-Fi locations around the city. Locals and visitors will soon be able to get their social media fix at most Brisbane locations.
Brisbane began its free Wi-Fi service in late 2011, beginning with 20 popular parks across the city. Earlier this year, the network was extended with locations rolled out at Southbank and Queen Street Mall. Now, in preparation for G20, free Wi-Fi is more accessible. 3 tourist hotspots, the Chinatown Mall, Brunswick Street Mall, and Mount Coot-tha's Lookout, have all joined the digital era.
This is all about the Lord Mayor, Graham Quirk's, and this administration's commitment to making Brisbane a digital city.
Councillor Simmons says the service was initially too expensive, but using innovative microwave technology, they've been able to offer the service at Brisbane's favourite summit.
With the addition of these new Wi-Fi locations, enabling people to access the internet anywhere from here to here, which will allow Brisbane City Council to embrace the digital era and the rise of social media.
Council wants locals and visitors to share the New World City sites with the social media world.
We want them to be able to go onto the internet and pass that on through the social networks and promote Brisbane.
The Wi-Fi network will continue to be expanded as part of Brisbane's G20 legacy. Shelby Waugh, QUT News.
Johnathan, Thurston and Jarryd Hayne have made history as the first joint winners of the Dally M medal. It was the third win for Thurston, cementing his place as a rugby league great.
Football may have brought them out to Sydney's Star Casino, but it was fashion that had everyone talking. For footy wives and girlfriends, it was a chance to outdazzle their partners. The excitement continued inside with Aussie singer Jessica Marboy firing up the crowd. North Queensland's Johnathan Thurston was the overwhelming favourite to win his third Dally M award. In a history-making finish, an unexpected tie saw Thurston and Jarryd Hayne both finish on 32 votes.
There are 2 winners, Johnathan Thurston and Jarryd Hayne.
The Cowboys captain joins Andrew Johns as the only player to earn a hat-trick of Dally M wins. It's the second win for Hayne. The Parramatta star was also crowned the game's best in 2009. The pair won several other awards each. Hayne also named fullback and representative player of the year.
For us to get it together, it makes it even more special.
Thurston also won the 5'8" of the year and People's Choice Award.
Yeah, look, it's mind-blowing and very humbling. Look, I'm shaking.
In other awards, Manly skipper Jamie Wine was named Captain of the Year. The best halfback went to Delhi Cherry Evans, and the top coaching award went to the Warriors' Ivan Cleary. There were honours too for English stars James Graham and Sam Burgess, named Best Prop and Lock. West Tigers teenager Luke Brooks was recognised as Rookie of the Year. Jacinta Lal, QUT News.
Now time to take a look at the weather. It was another lovely sunny day in Brisbane. We reached a top of 27 degrees. Elsewhere around the southeast, it was a great day for the beach at both the Gold and Sunshine coasts. They reached 28. Ipswich was just a little warmer. Around the nation tomorrow, Sydney should get a bit of relief from the recent heat wave, only expecting a top of 21. Take a jacket if you're heading to Canberra or Melbourne. Over in Perth, a max of 30 and 34 and sunny for Darwin. Back to Queensland, a scorcher in Mount Isa, 37 degrees tomorrow, partly cloudy in Cairns and 29 degrees. 29 in Bundaberg too, while Longreach should expect to hit the mid-30s. The outlook for Brisbane over the next 3 days: tomorrow, afternoon showers developing, but that rain should clear for Thursday and Friday. That brings you up to date with the weather.
And that's all the news we have for now.
We'll be back tomorrow with more QUT News. Goodbye.
Goodbye.